When I started writing up this video, I thought to myself, surely people already know the seriousness and consequences of committing fraud in the insurance industry. The fact remains that awareness is key, and I believe we can never create enough awareness because, as with many things in life, does it only take one wrong move to jeopardize the rest of your life? And the sad reality is most people view insurance fraud as a misdemeanor, which cannot be further from the truth. So let's start with the definition of fraud. Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. Now I'm going to take you through 4 prime examples of reasons for people committing insurance fraud. The first one, having suffered a loss without having any short-term insurance cover in place. Then deciding to take up insurance, wait a couple of weeks or months, and then replicating the actual loss you suffered. 2, claiming for something you never owned. In other words, having suffered a legitimate loss, but then claiming for items you never owned. This is known as loading the claim, so to speak. 3, claiming for more superior items, for example, following a legitimate burglary claim for a 60-inch television when you only owed a 34-inch television. This is known as enriching yourself in the process. And lastly, fabrication of a loss. You suffered no loss, but because of the financial circumstances, do you believe registering a false claim is the best way in solving your financial woes? Typical examples are people creating false burglary claims or staging the theft of a vehicle because the bank is in the process of repossessing the vehicle. Or my favorite is losing an expensive jewelry item. These are the main reasons for fraud, but I can write a book about all the different types of fraud I have witnessed in my career. The fact of the matter is, as soon as you are doing anything within the claims process that will result in financial or personal gain, can it be categorized as fraud. Insurance has always been a grudge purchase, and many people justify committing fraud by telling themselves, I am simply taking from a big corporate that makes millions in profit, so it's harmless. Or I have to load my claim because they will find some reason in negotiating my settlement down. Or I have been insured for so long and this is the very first time that I claim, so I'm going to make it count. The sad reality is all too often is the reason given having listened to bad advice. People are so blasé about committing insurance fraud that they openly brag about this around the campfire. So let's talk about what you are up against. Firstly, do most insurance companies have an advanced fraud model to pick up potential fraudulent claims? These models are backed up by an investigations team that is experienced and skilled. And then finally, if you chance your luck at fraud and you get away with it, trust me when I say that you should quit whilst you're ahead. Too many people get away with a claim and then tell themselves, wow, that was easy, let's do it again. Even career criminals eventually get caught. So trust me when I say that you are a far easier target to identify. No matter what a great criminal mind you think you are, if it is not your profession, can I tell you, you are going to slip up somewhere along the line. The consequences? You will be blacklisted on a register for the entire industry to see. And nobody will give you insurance again. There are databases that interlinks with one another in the combating of insurance fraud. And then lastly, can your insurance company open a fraud case against you and have you prosecuted, resulting in you having a criminal case against your name? If you work in the financial sector, can this furthermore impact your career? We have seen many examples of people within the industry involving themselves with fraudulent activities, leading to the dismissal and blacklisting, never to work in the financial industry again. For most underwriters, does a fraud cancellation not have a time limit, suggesting your insurability will never recover? And if you cannot get insurance, who is going to finance your vehicle? I reiterate, the purpose of this video is not designed for the career criminal, because he or she will commit insurance fraud no matter what you tell them. It is aimed at the normal man on the street that for some reason and or circumstances is thinking about committing insurance fraud. We are here to tell you it is not worth it, so just don't do it.